Minnesota. Tonight on CCX, the season opener for the Champlin Park Rebels. They come north to the Forest Lake Sports Center to take on the Forest Lake Rangers. Hello and welcome to tonight's coverage of boys hockey. John Jacobson along with Dan Ficken. And Dan, Rangers already have a game under their belt. Won their Suburban Conference East opener a couple of nights ago. Both these teams pretty similar records a year ago. They tied a year ago. This should be a good one.
Yeah, it should be. Both very similar. Both have 15 returning seniors and juniors on their team. One big difference. Champlin Park's got a really good goaltender coming back. Forest Lake, no experienced goaltenders coming back, and that could make a big difference.
I mentioned it's Champlin Park's first game. How much does it help Forest Lake having had a real game just a couple of nights ago?
I think it's going to make a lot of difference. They got ahead 4-1 against Park Cottage Grove, and then they got tied. They had to fight back. I think that's going to make a lot of difference. They got some experience with seeing that happen to themselves and fighting back, and if it happens tonight, they know what to do. So we'll see how it affects them tonight against the Rebels.
We'll jump right into our key players, starting with Champlin Park, the guy that we've been able to follow the last few years. He's a good one, a senior, Derek Roberts.
Yeah, he is. He's something special. He scored 19 goals. He's the second leading scorer coming back for the Rebels this year. He's got experience. He's quick, got a very hard shot. He can snap it off quickly. And he's going to be key for them this year. He's got to step up and continue to be their second leading or top scorer for the Rebels this year.
And for Forest Lake, top line forward, Dalton Saltman.
Their sports had a lot of good things to say about him. He's kind of their turnaround guy. When they get in trouble, they want him to step up. He's got great speed, good goals and assists, man. He makes the guys around him a lot better. And again, he's the key man. He needs to pick up his team when they need him, so we'll be watching him a lot tonight.
Should be a good matchup tonight. It's a non-conference tilt between the Rebels and the Rangers, and it comes your way next right here on CCX. We'll be back and drop the puck from Forest Lake after this timeout.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school or even let alone go to college, so I'm trying to break that barrier. Every day after work, went straight to school, studied hard, and it paid off. I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
We're ready to go with boys hockey on this Thursday night. Champlin Park, first game of the season for the Rebels, taking on Forest Lake. 1-0 coming into tonight. John Jacobson and Dan Ficken with the call tonight from the Forest Lake Sports Center. Always nice to skate on your home ice. Rangers opening the season, Dan, with 2 home games.
Yep, had a nice start. 6-4 win, and this is the Rebels opener as far as being away, but their first game this year. Last year they're 14-11-1. The Rangers were 13-11-2. Probably couldn't get too much closer records than that.
He talked about the strong goaltending that Champlin Park has coming back. There's the reason why Brendan Boynton, you saw him a moment ago. Josh Sokola will get his first varsity start tonight. Josie Bonfin played the first game against Park Cottage Grove, but Josh will get the call tonight between the pipes for Forest Lake. So I'm sure a little nerves for both the goalies, right? First game of the year, first start.
Well, Coach Lou of Forest Lake said he's going to try both goaltenders back and forth, alternating probably till January and see what he's got. Give them a shot. And Brendan, one of the best goaltenders in the state, 13-8-2 last year, but Sterling .925 save percentage and .204 goals against. One of the better goalies in the state. So he's going to give the Rangers a real test. They not a big goal-scoring team, only 62 goals total last year. So we'll see what happens with them. They're going to have to put some puck on him.
Jack Kargas, Lucas Wallinga on the opening faceoff, and it's controlled by Champlin Park. The Rebels in the road navy with the silver and white trim. Forest Lake in their home white with the maroon and gold trim. Puck is out to center ice. Brett Sullivan will bring it in deep. A shot away and off the pipe. And an early scoring chance for Champlin Park. Forest Lake controls, pushes the puck out to center ice. Dumping it in. They make an early change in the turnovers. They give it right back to the Rebels. Kargas getting it ahead and then shot down into the Ranger zone. Picked up by Zach Smith, who gets knocked down. Rangers will carry on though. Up through center ice and a nice check, knocking Carpenter off the play. We got a penalty coming up though. Wasn't that nice of a check apparently, Dan?
Yeah, a little bit of a trip actually. The leg got out a little bit. But the Rebels, that's their style. They're going to be a physical hockey team, and there's a size differential out here. The Rebels tend to be a little bit bigger, but you'll see it come across here. You get that leg out. Number 12, Grant, getting one for the Rebels. And we talked to the Champlin Park coaches, and that's the one thing they didn't want to do. They want to change it this year. They don't want to take a lot of penalties, although they've got an 89% penalty kill rate from last year. They're pretty proud of that. Good defensive club, but you just don't want to test it, John.
Right. So Aiden Grant going off in 52 seconds. Rebels with a chance shorthanded. Here's Roberts, fanned on the shot. Gets another shot away, and he scores. And Champlin Park takes the lead 1-0.
Well, I think the Rebels kind of knew this is a new goalie coming in. They hadn't started any varsity games, and they put the pressure on right away, firing right away, getting a shorthanded goal here, and that's the way to kind of offset a penalty, John. Good way to start. We talked about Derek Roberts here. Gets the fire here, rebound given up, and he gets it again and finds the short side there. Puts it away.
So just 15 seconds into the power play, and it's Champlin Park that scores.
Well, beware the Rangers, though. They were 2 for 4 in the power play the other night against Park Cottage Grove.
They can't keep the puck down in the Rebel zone, though. Champlin Park able to clear it out. Now resetting is Forest Lake. Galberg lost it as he came to the circle and shot back out by Champlin Park.
Really important for the Rangers here, John, just to settle down now. They need to get the puck inside the Rebel zone, set it up, start working for some shots here.
Connor Brust banks a pass off at center. Right at center ice and right at the line. Rebels able to keep it out of their zone. Up back in by Forest Lake, and now Champlin Park will spring Bergstrom shorthanded. Fires a shot off the glass, back behind the net. Rangers have it again. 30 seconds left in their man advantage. Champlin really took a check. Another check delivered at the other end as Ben Fisher went down for the Rebels. Rangers trying to regroup back at their own blue line. Vlatkovich runs into Fisher just outside the Champlin Park line. Rebels clear it out to center. Onto the stick of Carpenter. He's got to wait for his teammates to come onside. Into the zone. Gets a good shot away, and Boynton makes his first stop. Flip back out to center, and the Rebels are back at full strength. Rice's pass intercepted. Here's a chance for Grant. No, and a big save made. Sokola makes the stop on the breakaway chance for Grant. Grant getting after the puck again under his stick. Carpenter trying to feed it up that left side. Turned over. Sokola another big save. And then just under the stick of Grant. He'll play it back out to the blue line to Carter Kane. Kane will dump it back behind the net. Around the left boards it goes. Shot away. Gets blocked. Loose puck in front. Rangers cleared ahead. Back they come. Temple, oh, the big shot and the save made by Boynton on the save by, shot by Oberholzer. Right, Jordan Oberholzer, the junior, had an opportunity there and stood up by Brennan Boynton.
Well, Sokola here for Forest Lake. Couple good saves there. Nice confidence builder, and he needed that right now. Boy, they were putting pressure on him, and he really kept the Rangers in this one with a couple good saves there.
Rebels at the blue line will shoot it in as Lawler got it in.
Oh,
turned over in front, the shot and a goal. It's Robbie Lawler, and it's quickly 2-0 Champlin Park.
Boy, the Rangers were turnover, just really giving up the puck in their own zone, and Sokola couldn't keep it out of the net this time. That's about the fourth turnover right past minute here inside their own zone, and just a good turnover, put it out in front. And Lawler's all by himself, picks up the upper right-hand shelf, and buries it for the Rebels to give them a 2-0 lead. Sokolow couldn't do much about that.
Lawler gets the goal. It's 2-0. That one coming at 4:12. Now comes Forest Lake now, trying to stem some of this momentum early by Champlin Park. Centering pass, no one there. Chipped out of the zone by Roberts. They skate after it back into the Rangers zone. Puck loose to the side of their net. And clear it. Yes, Roberts' shot gets blocked. Looking for a tip, but firing wide was Fisher.
Boy, I'll tell you, John, too, the Rebels are getting shots right at the top of the slot, too. I mean, just quality shots.
Zach Smith with it now. He lost it. Puck flutters. Getting a piece of it was Sokolow. Fortunately for the Rangers, it trickled wide of the net. Shot back down into the Champlin Park zone as the Rangers make a save. Fisher, make a change rather. Fisher got it up to the blue line. Forest Lake turns that over. Here's Carpenter, 2-on-2 for the Rangers. Drags the puck in, centers it out in front. Boynton gets his stick down on it. They stop it. Overholzer will try. That didn't get all the way through. Goes to the corner. Rangers can't get a pass again. Kargas leads the Rebels attack back. Nice poke check away at the blue line by Carpenter. Turnover, shot away. Sokolow making the save on Grant. Out comes Forest Lake. Got it as far as the Rebels blue line, then Champlin Park clears it again. Turnover, but unable to do anything with it there was Ryland Anderson.
Good check by Smith there. The Rangers got that stop quick. They got to get more physical with the Rebels, especially coming across the attack line and into the Ranger zone.
Brust leaving it back behind his net for Smith. Feeds it past Rice. Wallinga will bring it in left wing. Carries it deep around back behind the Rebels net. Champlin Park can't clear the zone. Kept in. And a shot in front. Boynton making the save. To the left corner. Up the wing, kept in by Brust. Brust trying to move in with it. Out of the left point to Spidell. Centering pass out in front. And Wallinga trying to jam it past Boynton. And sent it wide. Another chance from in front. Puck is loose right in the crease. Boynton has got it underneath him, the whistle. And a little pushing and shoving after that. Boy, the puck was everything but in the net there, Dan.
Well, the Rangers show some life here. They ain't dead yet. All alone in front. Wallinga really hacking away, and all of a sudden Rangers start showing up in front of the net and just going after. Boynton lost the stick, which can be deadly for a goalie here, and just all of a sudden some life. They see some blood in the water and went after it. That's what a coach wants to see, the Rangers fighting back here, and this is a good thing, and now they're going after it. That's good.
Blatkovich along the boards. Galberg with it, centering attempt, and gets broken up, and out comes Champlin Park. A 3-on-2 down for the Rebels. Roberts down the left side, and he fired it wide of the net. Forest Lake quickly back to center, poked away by Jacob High. He'll go after it. Boynton actually will leave the puck now instead for Fisher. Forest Lake able to keep it in briefly, and back come the Rebels. Tanner Thompson gains the zone. Shot, another one. Off some skates, loose in the slot. Chance for the Rebels, shot away. Nice pad save. Roberts just missed on a rebound attempt. Bergstrom put it on net. And Sokolow, another big stop for Forest Lake. Shots on goal on the scoreboard listed at both as 7 shots apiece, but the quality shots certainly have been the Champlin Park side of the ledger so far in this period. Oh, there's a big chance. That's a great opportunity for Forest Lake, and Boynton makes the pad save. Hunter Johnson was parked right in front. Big shot away, and Boynton another stop. Now Boynton's got to come up with a A couple of big saves, Dan, in each of the last 2 Rangers shifts.
Rangers are coming back now. They got caught by surprise that first 5 minutes, John. All of a sudden, wham. But they're coming back in. Nice stop here. And, boy, another opportunity. Them turnovers, boy, they have hurt the Rangers big time early on here. They got to stop it.
Face-off win. Shot wide of the net by Bourne. Back behind the Rebels goal. Comes back out to the blue line. Left point, Morin kept it in the zone for the Rangers. Back behind the net to the corner. Rebels sweep it to the blue line. Morin battling to keep it in there, along with Kargas of Champlin Park that came outside the zone and brings the whistle.
Well, so far it's been the excellent forecheck of the forwards of the Rangers here to finally turn this thing around and get that ice tilted more toward the Rangers' favor. And they put pressure on the Champlin Park D. Earlier on, it was the Champlin Park forecheck that was making the changes here with a great breakout by the Champlin Park D.
Champlin Park 13-11-2 a year ago. Forest Lake 14-11-1. These teams played a year ago at the Ice Forum in Champlin with the teams tying 1-1 on December 12th. What a big stop again, that time with the stick by Sokola. Grant trying to get something going out of the corner, puts it out front, shot away, and firing it high was Kargas.
The Rebels are zoning into the fact that Sokola is going down quick.
Smith gets to the puck first for Forest Lake. Kelly gets it out of the zone. Got Brust in. Connor Brust with a shot, Boynton the save.
You see the Rebels attacking here, and boy, everything's going up. Everything's going up. You watch how quickly Sokola's going down here, and they'll get another opportunity here, and they won't hesitate. They're shooting high up into the upper corners.
Blatkovich against Keaton Walters on this face-off in the Champlin Park zone. We're just about 10 minutes into this first period. 2-0 Champlin Park. Play along the boards. Here's Galberg for Forest Lake. Lost it back behind the net. Back out it comes. Spidell trying to come to the top of the left circle. Puts it out in front. Nobody there in a Rangers jersey. And out skates Rylan Anderson for the Rebels. 2-on-1. Anderson shot away. And the stop made by Sokola.
Boy, nice 2-on-1 opportunity here. Number 28, Lawler, did a nice job clearing on the far side wing and giving the winger here an opportunity to really spread it out and get a shot. I like the way Sokola held on to that rebound, though. That was good.
Clean face-off win. Shot that didn't get through all the way back to the goal. Hunter Johnson for Forest Lake out. He has it again. Johnson and runs into Carter Kane. He's still in the Rebel zone, taken by Kane now of Champlin Park. Rink wide pass, nicely on the stick of Roberts. Here's Roberts, shot away. Sokol with a stop. Roberts will get it again. Getting tied up there by Smith. Dug out and carried out. Oberholzer got it to past the blue line. Shot back in by the Rebels. There's Oberholzer. Rink wide pass just a touch out in front of Ben Rice. Gathered in instead by Lee. Loose puck at center. Bergstrom trying to do something with it. Now the trailer shot away and trickles in into goal. Brett Sullivan scores. Sokola got most of it, but not all of the puck. It gets behind him and in, and it's 3-0. Champlin Park.
How big do you think Brett Sullivan is, John? He's big and tall, nice and rangy. Look at him step in here now, and the defense is trying to reach for it, and he just can't quite get it because that back reach. Sokola gets a piece of it, but it just trickles over him. And just slips right in. Champlin's off to a 3-0 lead. Another turnover right near the Ranger blue line, and it costs the Rangers again.
Unassisted goal at 11:25 to make it 3-0. Champlin Park. Almost pass ahead. This is Grant stopping to center it, and that was broken up.
Well, I just like the way the Rebels have flowed, John. They've been able to break out. They've been able to quick strike and turn it around quickly. The counter strike has been really good tonight.
That one's off the pipe, and a shot by Lee. Forest Lake trying to gather some momentum here as Carpenter adds it at center for the Rangers. Into the Champlin Park zone, but it's coming in 1-on-2. Centering attempt, that hit a skate off of a Spidell stick. Back out to Carpenter, left point. Carpenter floats it toward the net, just wide. Rebound try hits the side of the goal off of Spidell's stick, and then we get a whistle and a face-off coming in the Champlin Park zone. Rangers have a little spurts of activity down this end. They've had some chances here on Boynton, but not enough of them sustained, and we get a penalty call as well here on Champlin Park, which brought the whistle. There was the penalty.
Yeah, that wasn't a very smart penalty, by the way. That was from behind, and there's really no need for Grant to take that penalty. But you're right, John. It's been spurts, but it's the mistakes. It's the turnovers that have really killed them tonight. All 3 goals have been a direct result of a turnover, and I just don't think they were ready for the quickness and the forecheck that Champlin's laid on them. They have been on them right off the bat, and every time a mistake is made, they've jumped on it.
Galberg with a shot, and save made by Brennan Boynton.
Really important for the Rangers now to control this power play, work the puck, work to get a good shot, and they got to get somebody in the eyes of Boynton now so he can't see the puck.
Johnson and Roberts facing off. Johnson clean face-off win, but it gets off of Galberg's stick. And the Rangers have to reset. Russ brought it into the zone, lost it. Here's Roberts on a clean breakaway. Derek Roberts for Champlin Park scores. His second shorthanded goal of the period. It's 4-0 Champlin Park.
Well, there's one guy in this world you do not want to give a puck up to on a breakaway. As we were talking about earlier, pregame, it's Derek Roberts. Look at this quick pickoff here. Big mistake there, and he's off to the races. What a great move, too. Face to the left, makes a nice move to the back end, just shelves it up over Sokolow.
Roberts, 2 goals tonight, both while Forest Lake was on the power play. Still a minute 15 here for the Rangers. 3.5 to go in the period. That one underneath the stick of Champlin. Good shot from the circle, and Boynton makes the save. Justin Blatkovich had pretty good shooting position there. Boynton able to turn it away. Well, we talked about Boynton and his save percentage last year, saving over 92% of the shots he faced. He'll face a fair number of shots on the season. You look at John Liu, who can't be terribly happy with the way this game has started. Really likes this program overall, though, and this team. He's been with the program for 12 years, 5th year as a head coach. Blaine High School guy. Very unhappy that his last high school game in Champlin Park. The Rebels' only state tournament appearance back in 1995 beat a highly favored Blaine team to get to state, and John Liu has not forgotten that.
Yeah, I'll tell you, his only opportunity to get to state, and the Rebels went right through him, so he's kind of feeling it right now.
Carpenter lost it at the blue line. Over skating the puck there was Champlin in the slot, and the Rebels will dump it down into the Forest Lake zone. They'll chase after it too. Rangers have it. The 2:40 play. Missed on this pass. This will be icing on Forest Lake.
Right now, the Rangers got to get back into the locker room and get resettled here.
Tommy Potter right in the middle of your screen there, giving a little direction to Tanner Thompson. He's at Pat Janaston on the far right. Tommy Potter's on the left. Potter's a 2010 graduate, played for the Rebels and played some junior hockey, also played some college baseball, but really likes being a high school hockey coach. You can tell that from our talk with him. He's co-head coaches here with Pat, who's been with the program on and off for decades. And a couple of real good guys there, Dan.
Yeah, they were a lot of fun to talk to. Tommy, I love you. You could bottle his energy, boy. He just has enthusiastic about his team and about the coaching. And you know what? He's feeling pretty good about what the Rebels can do this year. They're the defending Northwest Suburban West champions, and he expects them to make a run at that. And he's even got some higher goals for these kids this year. They said if they do what they can and with the experience they've got, he expects some higher things for them to get beyond not just the conference this year. He's expecting some things in sections from these kids. So. And they're going to get a test. Their next game, they got to go out to the Maple Grove Community Center and take on the Crimson, who is number 8 rated team in the state, I believe, right now. So we'll see what happens. We just beat Dino, Turkey Trot Tournament.
Right. An exciting final we had Saturday. Then the Crimson came back, beat Ticino Grace Wednesday night. Now under 2 minutes to play here in the period. Play ahead to the Forest Lake line and dumped in by the Rebels. Taken by Carpenter. Nice pass up to Wallinga at center. He lost it. Out comes Champlin Park. Here's Robbie Lawler trying to carry it all the way through. Lost the puck, and Sokola covers it up.
Well, so far everything's gone the Rebels' way. Now you get back in our locker room and you don't let them off the hook. Last night, earlier this week, the Rangers got up on Park Cottage Grove 4-1, and all of a sudden in the third period they got tied up. All of a sudden 4-4. So anything can happen in this high school game of hockey.
Down to a minute to play in the period. Plays down in the Rangers' end. Turnover briefly at the line, but Anderson couldn't do anything with him. But Champlin Park resets at their own blue line. Ben Fisher ahead. But the flex down into the Forest Lake end. Under 40 seconds to play. Comes loose to the corner. Thompson after it again for Champlin Park, along with Rust for Forest Lake. Rangers will get it just to center, and it's picked up there by Galbert. E.J. Galbert still with the puck. His pass trying to center it out in front for Kemplin was broken up. Galbert fires a shot. Boynton makes the save. Flipped back out in front of the net, and Carpenter gets to it as the period comes to an end. What a start for Champlin Park. They get a goal, there you see, from Derek Roberts at 1:06. He adds another one at 13:16, and 2 goals in between scored by Robbie Lawler and Brett Sullivan. And just like that, it's 4-0 Champlin Park.
I think that's the start they wanted to the season, John.
Not a bad way to start the year.
Yeah, and it's reshuffle time for the Rangers here. So there's Pat Janaston. Like talking to him. So they got off to a good start. Now the situation is, all right, you're up 4-0 after 1. You know what? There's a lot of hockey still to be played, boys. So don't let it go to your head here. So we'll see if the Rangers can reorganize and reset their minds here and see what they come out with here for the second period.
We'll take time out. We'll come back. Our first intermission. Second period of play. You're watching continued coverage of high school boys hockey. Champlin Park, Forest Lake, live on CCX. Continues in a moment.
Here she comes. I, Krista, take you, Jamie, to be my wife.
When we found out that we were pregnant, we were just elated. We were just sitting there waiting for the pediatrician. She said she won't be taking you in as a client.
We are a lesbian couple, but she's just a baby. She's the one you're denying the service to.
Four 0 Champlin Park leads Forest Lake through one period of play tonight. Our non-conference boys hockey game on CCX. Look at some highlights from the first 17 minutes of play here tonight at the Sports Center. And you tell by the score, it was mostly Champlin Park, although the shots on goal ended up even for the period. Derek Roberts getting things started, fanning on his first shot, gets another try at it, scores shorthanded. 1:06 to get the Rebels on the board and in the lead. Making some big stops for Forest Lake. In goal was Josh Sokola, and Boynton at the other end, able to make all the saves. Facing 13 shots. There was the goal for Champlin Park, the second goal of the night. Put the Rebels up 2-0. Boynton facing a lot of rubber there. Forest Lake just about ended up with a goal. But it stayed 2-0 after the longer goal he had scored from Anderson. And then this one, they give away at neutral ice, and the puck slipping by Sokola, and the goal for Brett Sullivan to make it 3-0. And then the players running into each other on the blue line, and Roberts goes in. Nice play. Short-handed, his second shorty of the night to make it 4-0 Champlin Park. Shots on goals, I mentioned, even. Champlin Park with the edge in scoring chances. 2 power plays for Forest Lake. They might decline them in the second period. 2 short-handed goals. Dan picking for Champlin Park.
Yeah, the Rangers, it was just strictly the turnovers, John. It was just the turnovers. All 4 goals can be directly attributed to turnovers. They got to button that down. And now they got to fight an uphill battle against one of the best goalies in the state. And they got to get in front of them. They got to get dirty goals. And just really tighten it up and start playing some just good basic hockey.
Champlin Park coming off a season that I mentioned that they were just over 500 on the season, 13-11-2. Won the West Division, though, of the Northwest Suburban Conference. So they don't. That's one of their goals for this year, is to try to repeat as conference champions, division champions.
And they got a good shot at it. They look like they're organized. They look like they've been playing together for a lot of years. Goal scoring, if it goes up compared to what they had last year, they're good defensively. They got a real shot at it.
We'll drop a puck after this next time out. The Rangers at home trailing the Rebels of Champlin Park 4-0. More hockey from Forest Lake in just a moment.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Rebels coming out ready to go with period number 2, skating with a 4-0 lead. As you mentioned, Dan, the coaches probably giving the message, well, that was a nice first period. Now let's see if we can follow it up. You're not going to win 12-0 tonight, but you want to skate well the last 2 periods and obviously preserve the lead and get the win at the end of the night, but just work 1 period at a time. And same for Forest Lake. They, don't look at the scoreboard right now. Let's chip away at it and see what we can do here. 1 goal at a time.
1 goal at a time for the Forest Lake Rangers. That's all I got to do. And you go back to the old adage of, Herb Brooks in the Olympics. Play your game. Forget the score. Play your game.
Solness and Cargus on the face-off, and the second period face-off won by Forest Lake. Carpenter Drops it back to his defensive pair, Smith there. Now it's taken and skated up. Nice little opening that Zawin created. Hit off of Oberholzer's skate, and the Rebels have it. Out comes Champlin Park with Samuel Lee ahead. Aiden Grant. And puck comes to the side of the net, and save made by Sokola.
Well, they kept Sokola in the net. Good move, Coach. Good move. I like that.
Well, it's first game of the year. You got to get see what your players can do, how they respond to a little adversity, even though a lot of he didn't have much chance on a couple of those goals.
It wasn't his fault.
Right.
It just,
Play back down into the Champlin Park zone. Rebels clear the zone. Galberg with the puck on his stick. Hands it off for Brust. There it goes. A turnover is taken back nicely by Jack Bergstrom to force the puck back into the Rangers zone. Chipped up the boards, kept in, shot away, a rebound try from right in front. And Bergstrom stopped by Sokola. Rebels buzzing around the net again, then they turn it over as it's taken by Matt Hunt. Played out to center by Forrest Lake. Down to the stick of High. Out it comes, down into the zone comes Bergstrom, shot away, and a nice save by Sokola, and Roberts was on the backside looking for a loose puck. Rangers come out to center.
Sokola turned that rebound away from Roberts. He knew he was there.
Rangers play it out to center. Wallinga and Galberg run into each other, shot away, and the save made by Sokola.
Just counted. You said that T-word 3 times here, John, in the last minute. But nice move here. Look at the shot. And boom, see that rebound? Put it out there, and Roberts just closing in on that far post. The other thing I like what the Rebels are doing, John, the minute their D touches that puck, them forwards are turning around, going right up the ice. They're getting ready to turn it right back.
Another turnover, and Sokola, the same rebound try goes just wide. Good takeaway by Lawler, and the rebound almost in. The try by Walters. Back comes Carpenter for Forrest Lake. Down into the corner with it. Spidell's at the point. He'll drop it. It gets past Wallinga's stick. They're Palmer for Forrest Lake. Comes to the side of the net. And running into the back end of the goal. Causing the net to come off. And a whistle was Roy Johnson of Champlin Park. We'll look at it again. Here's Johnson, number 5. And makes a check and makes the center support. He got the business end of that into his shoulder. Ouch.
Yeah, that kind of stung. Ouch. First, a little bit of sustained pressure by the Rangers inside the Rebel zone there. We've almost run 3 minutes into the second period.
Rebels get it out. It went past Smith. There'll be no icing here. Getting down there is Sullivan for Champlin Park, number 8. Comes out in front. Sultan is able to feed it ahead. Oberholzer, off his stick. And a big check at the blue line. It's laid out, was High. Rebels come back, and it's been a busy night for Sokola between the pipes. Get a whistle. That's going to be an elbowing call. I thought that perhaps just let that go. Look at the hit coming up here. Yeah, Saltness did get that elbow up. I didn't see that on the initial look at it. But, take Forrest Lake's first penalty tonight here in the second period.
Yeah, it was a little bit of frustration right there. He kind of launched himself up. If he would have kept the elbow down, it would have been a pretty good hit. Would have been shoulder.
First Champlin Park power play of the season.
As you're talking to the Champlin Park coaching staff, that was one of the things they had a lot of pride in last year. They had both an excellent penalty kill and a good power play at 25%.
From the blue line, shot away. Sokol makes the save. It pops up back behind the net. Rebels still control along the left boards. Kargas feeds it out. Shot from out high, and Lee fired it wide of the net. Johnson goes after it for the Rebels. They swing it around left side again for Kargas. Centering pass, Roberts, a one-timer on the save made by Sokola. Back out to the point to Samuel Lee. Side of the net. There's Grant for Champlin Park. Getting tied up. And the Rangers able to clear it now and fired down the length of the ice by Palmer. And Boynton with Kemplin coming in on him. Got to hang on to the puck.
Well, that was the most fortunate clearing pass, but right down on the goalie, and he had to catch it. But nice shot set up here. You know, you can tell these guys have been running that power play for a few years. They knew right where Roberts was, got it right into his shooting zone, and he ripped it. Well, they've had a chance to practice this now throughout their practices. A lot of teams don't get a chance to do that, but when you've been together for a long time like these Rebels have, you know, you can put it together pretty quick.
Now come the Rebels here, still on this power play. Shot away. Sokol to save. The puck is loose, and the rebound is knocked home. Jack Bergstrom, the sophomore, scores a power play goal to make it 5-0.
Pretty setup. That was clicking right from the time it left behind the Champlin Park net. Got it in the zone easy, set it off to the left side, brought it back to the middle. Good shot on net, rebound left side. Bergstrom right there, and he puts it away for the Rebels. Giving them a 5-0 lead. Pretty to watch, John. Both their power play units really worked well together here. And the sophomore forward steps up and puts one in.
Jacob High had taken the initial shot, and it's Bergstrom getting the goal. Here comes Forrest Lake in. Buzzing around the net, trying to get a shot away on Boynton, and the Rebels able to clear it out. A little rush there for the Rangers. Champlin Park able to turn that away. Here's Saltness for Forrest Lake. Comes up through center ice. Saltness across the blue line. Poke check off his stick by Johnson. He'll go after it again. Saltness along the boards. Going to free it up back to the point. Warren, tip shot in front. Goes up high, right in front. Oh, and Boynton comes up with a big stop on Zowen. Nice setup by Overholtzer, feeding it across to Jacob Zowen, and then Brennan Boynton there for the save. Look at it again. Nice pass here.
Nice setup. Coming across, right into the shooting zone. Bang. Oh, just didn't quite get all of it. If you would have got all that one, that would have been in the net. That's the most life this top line of the Forest Lake Rangers has shown tonight, boy. They really put it on this one. Moved it up the ice real quick, got inside the zone, and generated a couple nice offensive chances. Boy, if this line could wake up and pop a couple, it could get interesting.
There's a shot. Boynton making the save on Jack Malky. Faced off again here in the Champlin Park zone.
Well, this line, the Wallinga line, has been pretty good all night, actually. They've done most of the offensive chances of the Rangers. Wallinga, McAlee, and Palmer.
Get it out into the zone, and a shot away, and Sokol making the stop on Aiden Grant.
Well, right back now come the Rebels with their top line.
Kargas wins the faceoff for Champlin Park. He'll take the puck, trying to center it. Brust broke that up for the Rangers. Side of the net, Ranger player fell down. Loose puck top of the circle, and out they come. Here's Overholtzer for Forest Lake down the left wing. On the right wing, and it broke it up, and Forest Lake keeps it in, and it gets past Galberg. Chance for Champlin Park with Kargas in. Kargas, and he lost it off his stick. The net was empty, and he lost the puck off the stick. Shot away, and save made. Get a whistle now. We're going to have a penalty coming up on Forest Lake.
Brett Sullivan, you see a nice run here by Kargas. He had a great move here too. He was in and he just lost the handle on it here. Good opportunity. I see Forest Lake got their first line back out there again after showing some life here in one of their last shift, but And the puck comes out to Sullivan. Boy, he's big. Boy, he's 6 foot 100 inches, John. Jeepers.
The penalty actually on Champlin Park on Jack Cargus there.
Oh.
So it's Forest Lake that gets the power play opportunity here.
Boy, it'd be big if they could pop one here.
Here's Carpenter with it. The Saltless side of the circle. And Boynton will trap it up against the side of the net.
Well, as you said, they were 2 for 4 the other night against Park and Cottage Grove. It's been a different story tonight against Champlin, but again, they can make something happen here.
Tie up off the face-off puck comes to Saltness. And he lost it right as he came to the goal. The Rebels able to clear it out of the zone. Roberts dangerously down there.
Short-handed hat trick.
Yeah.
Think of that, John.
So glad to come out and play it because Roberts would have gotten to the puck first otherwise. Now Oberholzer, right side, stops. Drops the puck to the corner to Hunter Johnson. Back out to Carpenter, keeps it in at the right point. Roberts trying to free it up. Carpenter with a shot away from there. Boynton a save and cleared out by the Rebels to center. Oberholzer. In comes Johnson, lost the puck. Cleared out by Champlin Park by Fisher. Here's Johnson. Ahead to Samhain. Lost the puck at the blue line. And shot down the length of the ice by Tanner Thompson. Sokol a lever for Carpenter with down to 30 seconds left in the power play for Forest Lake. Saltness, rink-wide pass onto the stick of Johnson. Hunter Johnson takes the puck from the left point, moves it down back behind the net, centering attempt. Broken up nicely by Jack Bergstrom. Drop pass. Right to the third player through, and Saltness got it to the corner, and that's the best he could do with it as Champlin Park is back at full strength. Cargus on the ice. Rangers still with possession though. Side of the net, nice pass by Saltness, shot away, Boynton. And it covered up, and we get a pile up of 3-4 players, and then Johnson getting tied up there with Kemplin.
Well, I looked pretty close at that deep pulling it into himself, but that'd be a penalty shot. But then we got a little shenanigans going on.
Johnson's going to go off. Ooh, that's it. No Rangers go with him. So Forest Lake right back on the power play.
Now that power play was getting better this time around, so.
8:01, the time of the penalty. So Forest Lake on the power play for a fourth time tonight. Tommy Potter thought, well, either one that's not a penalty or two, you got to take somebody from the other side. Referee patiently listening and explaining what the call was. Coach Potter bought it, but he's back to behind the bench. So here we go with Forest Lake trying to get on the scoreboard here, trailing at 5-0. And they go again here with the man advantage. Carpenter's shot. Boynton saw it all the way. Made the save, and right on the doorstep was Kemplin, but couldn't put the puck away. Carpenter back in his own zone as the Rebels cleared it. Spidell. Ahead comes Palmer on the right side. Palmer had it taken away from him by Cargus. Here's Hunt from center. Get it ahead into the zone at the left point. Puck chopped got to Carpenter at the right side, kept in by the Rangers. Put out in front, a chance, and Boynton makes the save. Got back to Carpenter again, and lost it, and fired down the length of the ice by Fisher. Boy, Braden Champlin was all alone in front of the Rebels net, but couldn't score it on Brennan Boynton. Here's Carpenter starting it out again for Forest Lake. Through center ice. Oh, an offside of the Rangers.
Oh boy. Well, the best player on your penalty kill's got to be your goalie, and guess what? He is the best player in your penalty kill. Boynton with a great save there. He just doesn't get rattled. He just stays very calm, very focused, has his body centered on the puck at all times.
Forest Lake wins the faceoff. Zawin gets it down into the Rebel zone. Puck taken by Lee. Broken stick now by Zawin. Faceoff will be back down the Rebel zone as it came out of the zone. .50 seconds left in the power play. Champlin Park controls the puck though, and Sam Lee banks it down the length of the ice. Rust plays it up the blue line to the Champlin Park blue line. The Rebels will shoot it right back down as Jared Johnson got a hold of that. Walters down forechecking shorthanded. Moving in for a check is Johnson. Bottling up Forest Lake at their own end. Now Saltness, a little burst of speed. He'll come up through center for the Rangers. Saltness a shot, and he fired it high off the glass back behind the Rebels net. Cleared out again by Champlin Park. And the Rebels have again killed off a Forest Lake power play opportunity. Rangers now 0 for 4 on the night. Under 7 minutes to play, second period. 5-0 Champlin Park, who scored 4 goals in the first period and added a power play goal here in the second. Held a shot away off the pipe. Not a good shot by Jacob Zawin. Zawin getting it again. Puck came out in front, banked out to center ice by Bergstrom down in the Ranger zone. They're going to wave off icing. Played out to center ice. Rebels will flip it into the Ranger zone. Smith for it for Forest Lake. Off the boards, comes to the blue line. Turnover. Champlin Park with it. Palmer had taken off his stick, a shot away, and save made. And a Forest Lake face-off coming as Sokola makes the save. As there's a great pass by Oberholzer right onto Zawin's stick, but he rang it off the pipe.
Boy, good quick release on that shot. That could have beat him. There's been 2 of them there that have just a little bit of mustard on the first one, but it resulted in that one. Man. Boynton's living up to his rep tonight, John. He's going to be tough to beat.
Palmer with it for Forest Lake. He'll bring it in right side for the Rangers. Takes a check from Johnson for Devin Arneson, also there for the Rebels as they clear it out, and this will be an icing on Champlin Park.
And sometimes they're so used to being on the penalty kill, they forget when they're back on 5-on-5. Just an automatic reaction. John, just fire it down the ice. Well, so far, and obviously it's the first game of the season, but I like what Champlin looks like right now, John. They look like they got a pretty good team this year.
That one deflects off of Johnson, up and out of play for the Rangers. They'll bring it outside Forest Lake zone now. Shots on the goal this period in favor of Champlin Park, 12-7 after being even 13 apiece in the first. Sam Lee Give it off to Johnson back behind his net. Cleared but not out. Smith put it in front. Cleared away by Lee. Now we get penalty coming up here on Forest Lake.
Yep. And Rice is going to go in the net. And he's not happy about it. It was not a good penalty, and he knows it. He hit the guy from behind. I think they're going to call boarding on this one, maybe?
Matt Hunt will go off. Face-off win for the Rebels. They go on the power play. They have a power play go already in this period. Ran out to the blue line. Comes to Kargas now. Past Grant along the far boards. Johnson can't do anything with it, and out comes Forest Lake. 2-on-2 shorthanded. Saltness drop pass. Lost there, and it's into the stick of Kargas, and the Rebels will reset here. 1:15 left in their power play. We're under 5 minutes to go here in the second period. Saltness takes a big check at just inside the Forest Lake zone as the Rebels look to set it up. Johnson feeds it on. Lee with a shot. It's not made. Cleared back out. It comes back to Lee again. He'll tee another one up. This one goes off his teammate Roberts and brought out of the zone by Zowan. Zowan stops just outside the Champlin Park line. He'll drop it back to Galberg. Kills some more seconds. Nice play by Galberg. Gets himself the puck again. Shot away and Boynton to stop. That was a nice individual effort by P.J. Galberg.
Yeah, it was.
And look at that big hit delivered a moment ago by Aiden Grant.
Nice hit. Probably should have just taken the puck and thrown it back down the ice.
41 seconds left in the Rebels power play. Rangers done a good job killing this one off so far. Got Derek Palmer on the face-off for them against Tanner Thompson.
Yeah, the Champlin Park power play was looking pretty good there. They've rolled through 3 nice ones here, and they're getting stymied here pretty good.
Palmer back behind the Champlin Park net, but now it's the Rebels with control. They break out into the zone. Comes Bergstrom. Put a shot on net and the save made. Bergstrom will keep it in for Champlin Park. Rebels keep the puck in the zone. Back out. Left point shot away. Hit a skate in front. That was Carpenter that blocked it for Forest Lake off the stick of Fisher. Now pretty much kill off the rest of that Rangers penalty to Hunt. 5-0, 3.5 minutes to play in the second period. Champlin Park up big in their season opener. Turnover by the Rangers. Shot away. And the save made and the puck covered up by Sokola. Rylan Anderson getting an opportunity there for Champlin Park.
Well, you know, John, I think you said it really well here when you get a look up at Rylan Anderson's opportunity there. Good rising shot, but, you know, Forest Lake has shown moments, but then they just kind of curl back in the cocoon as Champlin Park's really pushed back hard. Champlin Park's been really consistent tonight, really pushed hard and taken advantage of turnovers, but their flow has been so much better.
Well, we talked about in the first period, Forest Lake hurt as much as anything by turnovers in that first period. And there was another one there. Didn't lead to a goal, but certainly could have. A good scoring opportunity for Anderson. Rangers get the puck down to the Rebels zone here. Shot back ahead into the Forest Lake zone. Too far. It's icing on the Rebels.
Boy, there hasn't been a lot of that tonight either, you know, for an early game. There hasn't been a lot of icing at all.
Right. Johnson. Forsley winning the face-off. But it's Roberts nicely avoids a check at center. But then the Rebels are offside. Jack McKelkey, he was going to line him up for a check, and Derek Roberts able to avoid that. But that also caused the offside.
Baseball, I think they call that a whiff.
Kargas and Johnson face it off. Roberts will push it to the corner, and after it skates Grant for Champlin Park. Rangers have it back. Kalki feeds it off to his teammate Johnson. Behind the net to Carpenter. Now to Hunt. Rebels kept it in the zone though. Shot cross ice by Kargas. And Carpenter will put it on the stick of Johnson. Lost at center briefly. Rangers. And they bring it in offside. Minute 51 to go here in the second. Rebels play it around the boards. Forsythe keeping the puck into the Champlin Park zone. Rebels feed it back out. Thompson lost it. Saltness sweeps it around back behind his net. Warren for Forest Lake. Tie up there. Rebels trying to free the puck up, but can't. But Rangers can't get out of their own end either. Warren will play it back behind his net for Smith. Pass up ahead through center, trying to spring Oberholzer on a breakaway, but missed him on the pass. It's icing on Forest Lake with under a minute to play now in the period.
Well, didn't quite have the result they wanted, but at least to release some pressure.
Yep.
On there, so.
Galberg gets it to Palmer as Forest Lake gets out of their zone. Shooting it down into the Rebel zone. Palmer and Johnson go after it. Johnson gets a little check. Centering attempt. Broken up. Shot from the circle. Boynton the save. And the stop made there again by Boynton on the shot by Galberg. His 22nd save of the night.
Getting a little chippy in front of the net. Probably be a little frustrating, especially for the Rangers here on their home ice, and they're getting shut out right now, so probably a good time here now to get a little rest in between the period and calm everybody down and work on getting that goose egg off the scoreboard here next period.
Clock has not started yet. Happened a few times tonight. Now it's running. Shot away, save made. The clock that you see at home is not the one that's running in the arena, which obviously is the official time. Boynton goes down, makes another stop. The Rebels clear it.
Oh, here we go.
Vargas is alone in front. It's Grant, rather. Grant with a shot and a big save by Sokola, stopping Aiden Grant. Has been stopped a couple of times tonight in clear. And an icing call on Forest Lake. Boy, Aiden Grant had a couple opportunities and been stopped both times by the junior goalie, Josh Sokol. Look at it again. Boynton made the save. Vargas able to free it ahead to Grant. Sokol makes the stop. Final seconds of the period. And we are to the second intermission. The Champlin Park gets a goal early, 4 minutes in. The power play goal, Dan, from Jack Bergstrom to make it 5-0. Some scoring chances after that, but no more scoring.
Yeah, I think Forest Lake, shut it down a little bit better in front. Not as many turnovers, not near as many turnovers that period as in the first period. And I thought they played a little better. Just couldn't get anything on the board. But I think Boynton had a lot to do with that. He's just really good goaltender, shut everything down. A little more life for the Rangers that period, I thought.
Yep.
And a few more better opportunities. But still, I think Champlin dominated that period. And right now, they're still a better team. And I think they had to do that. You get a 4-0 lead, they had real opportunity to let down. I don't think they did. And so we got a third period to go here. And we'll see how they come out, both teams here in the last period.
A little less flow the last half of that period, I thought. Play was a little more choppy overall and more whistles. But
penalties had a lot to do with it, Guys getting a little tired because they're playing on special teams and stuff. That'll take away from it a little bit.
We'll take a timeout. We'll come back. Maybe grab a pizza out on the ice stand. First one to get to it gets it. No, we'll come back with our second intermission. John Liu still, you can see top of your screen, still having a discussion with the referee about some of the play that's going on here as they do the chuck-a-puck here on the ice. Now, Coach Liu is going to head to the locker room. We will head to a break. Come back, our second intermission coming up here on CCX. Forest Lake fans, the students, still having a good time, Dan, despite the Rangers trailing in this hockey game by a score of 5-0. 4-0 in the first period for the Rebels. They had a couple of shorthanded goals scored by Derek Roberts. As we look at highlights from period number 2, Champlin Park had the edge in shots on goal, but just one goal scored in the period. They kept the Rangers busy, though, on their own end. And there was the rebound goal that was scored on the power play. Jack Bergstrom, Jacob High getting an assist to make it 5-0. Brennan Boynton making more than his fair share of saves so far tonight. He's made 23 on the night between the pipes for the Rebels. Josh Sokola has faced more shots on net. He has made 25 saves on 30 shots. And Rangers, we mentioned, have given up some turnovers, and Sokol making a huge stop late there on Aiden Grant's breakaway. There's their shots on goal for the game through 2 periods, and the scoring chances in favor of the Rebels. Penalties 4 for 8 minutes, 2 for 4 for Forest Lake. Champlin Park with a power play goal and 2 shorthanded goals tonight.
Yeah, big difference. Sokola has really been tested tonight, and I think he's held up well. Those 5 goals, you really can't hang on him. He's been really hung out to dry a few times. Boynton in that period finally broke a sweat. He's finally tested a few times and had to make some saves, et cetera, but the Rebels, again, you could see in the second period, outshot the Rangers 17-10, and have outplayed the Rangers totally throughout this game. There's been a few moments of Rangers that especially had showed some life in the second period, but it's really been the Rebels' game in their debut game this season, and their veteran experience, especially on their defense, has really showed.
Champlin Park will play their conference opener Saturday. Game Dan referenced earlier. They play at Maple Grove Saturday night, and then their home opener next Thursday, a week from tonight. They'll take on Andover. For Forest Lake, they've got at Elk River on Tuesday, a team that eliminated them last year, and then they're back into conference play a week from tonight at White Bear Lake. 5-0. Champlin Park leads Forest Lake through 2. Come back, drop the puck in the third period. Continue with our high school hockey coverage on CCX Media after this timeout.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. Gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. Yeah, Dad. We're getting so wet. I just...
John Jacobson, Dan Fickett back at the Forest Lake Sports Center. Champlin Park 5, Forest Lake at nothing. Boys hockey, not conference game. First full week of 2018-2019 season. Rangers won their opener 2 nights ago against Park Cottage Grove, and Champlin Park started fast. 2 goals in the first 4-12 tonight, Dan, and they have not looked back, and they've built on that lead from there.
They've stayed steady. They haven't scored as much in the second as they did the first, but they keep the pressure on, and they still haven't really given the Rangers a whole lot of breathing room here. As soon as they've gotten some life, they've pretty much squelched it. Strong forecheck, good overall defensive play in their own zone, and of course, Boynton is not going to let the Rangers get anything behind him. I think he really wants that goose egg to stay up in that scoreboard here throughout the end of the game. It means something to him.
We talked about Forest Lake's turnovers. Some of that their own doing. Some of that, I think, Dan, not giving the Rebels enough credit. They're putting pressure on the puck and sometimes forcing those turnovers too.
Yeah, good point, John. Exactly. It isn't just mistakes. It's been forced turnovers.
We are underway here in period number 3. Puck brought in by Sullivan. Drop pass, shot away, and on the backside, Abe Grant determined to get one in the net tonight. And it's out to Saltness. Carries it in from the Forest Lake zone. Rebels stop that attack. Puck is loose. Comes out. Now here's a chance for Champlin Park. Sullivan winds up and fires it wide. Banks all the way out to Saltness. Carpenter to Saltness, trying to feed it back. And broken up nicely by Sam Lee. And again, a penalty here. It's like probably a cross check on the Rebels. Right out in front of the goal.
There you go.
A nice feed. And the goal for Jordan Oberholzer, and Forest Lake is on the board.
That was just some good, solid forecheck work and forcing a turnover by the Rebels. Rangers coming up and poking one in, getting that goose egg off the scoreboard less than a minute into the third period. That'll boost your confidence. That was a good job. That was a goal. I think Coach told them right up there, let's just get that first goal, get it off the scoreboard here, and they get it done in the first minute of the third period.
Nice pass by Saltness. He had a couple of assists the other night. Gets one here, and Oberholzer gets his second goal of the season, and Forest Lake is on the board. And now it's 5-1.
Yeah, Boynton down. He got back in front, but he was down, and Oberholzer did a nice job of just getting it up and over him. Nope, another turnover here.
Warren shooting it down deep. Face-off will be as it came out of play and back in the Champlin Park end. So just 7 seconds into the period, Forest Lake gets their first goal. Johnson and Thompson on the face-off. McCalgie feeding a pass off. Puck loose. Top of the circle, and now here comes Thompson for Champlin Park. He poke check away to clear it back ahead for Forest Lake by Joe Morin. In comes Johnson. Shot from the high slot, gets blocked, feeds the pack out in front. McCalgie go back out high to Smith. McCalkie can't get to that puck in the corner. It's taken instead by High of Champlin Park. Got it ahead. Forest Lake controls again. Smith pass. And too far for Wallinga. It's icing on the Rangers.
Well, there's a little life in the maroon and gold there, by gosh. Good start, good jump, good pace. Little intensity. Could have folded the tents, John, and by God, they came out and fighting back. I like that.
They win the faceoff. Galberg up ahead off of Champlin's stick. And another icing on Forest Lake.
Boy, I
John Blue
thought
didn't like that call.
Yeah, I thought Champlin touched that puck. I think I would have a problem with that call too.
Yep.
I don't know.
Face-off win for the Rebels. Not much on the shot from the slot by Anderson. Puck to the corner to the right of the Forest Lake goal. 4 players in there battling for it. Now it comes free to Derek Palmer, rink wide off the stick of Champlin. Boys a check there. Forest Lake able to get it down deep. Kalberg for Forest Lake. Takes a hit before he released the puck. Out to the blue line. Taken by Champlin Park by Ryland Anderson. Anderson comes in. Drop pass to the slot. A shot away. And Sokola comes up with a huge stop on Caden Walters. Rangers bank it out to center. Sam Lee with it. Puts it on the Walters stick. Walters dump it back behind the Rangers net. Carpenter back there for Forest Lake has it now. Carpenter to his blue line, out to center. Hits the Rebels line, still with the puck. Turns. Gets it to Oberholzer. On to Zawin's stick now. Zawin turning. Gets blocked. On the shot attempt by Champlin Park's Brett Sullivan.
A little disruptive there. They almost had an idea coming back. Just a little off the count there.
Another icing on the Rangers. Face-off back in their end at 13:34 to play here in the third. Holtzer's goal getting the Rangers on the board. Hargis won the face-off, back out. Comes back, a shot away by Sullivan. That went high. Kept in by Grant briefly, and out to center ice. Rebels have it. Good play to the left side. Hargis dumping it down deep. Grant after it there for the Rebels. Going after it was Zach Smith and Forest Lake. Around to the corner, it's Grant again. Takes a hit this time in the corner from Warren, and Hargis gets hit. And finally Zach Smith. Not enough of that, and feeds to the head. A little bit too far out in front of McCalkey. Champlin Park shoots it back in, covered by Sokola for save the face-off and the Rangers in.
Well, Rebels, John, now they just got to disrupt things. They just got to get in passing. They just got to knock the puck off here and there. They got to just stop the flow. Don't let the Rangers get just a good flow moving up the ice, and just enough, and just keep them off their toes a little bit, and preserve the 4-goal lead. It's it's a big mountain to climb for the Rangers, and the Rebels just got to play it smart.
Pass ahead to Bergstrom. Coming down the side and making the big stop is Sokola, as Thompson was zoning right in on him. Shot from the blue line, and Sokola another save. That time stopping Lucas Aberwald.
Good play by the Ranger D on that last rush. That far side Champlin winger was right there in the back door.
Puck was running briefly. Perhaps making up, Dan, for the time we lost in the second period when it didn't run.
Could have done that in the last period, not in this period, but
we're going to put a few more seconds on the clock here. Now it's 12:05 here in the rink.
Early in the season here, everybody's trying to get back into practice, right?
Thompson facing off with Saltness. Here come the Rebels back into the zone. Sam Lee Centering pass. Came through to Overholzer of the Rangers. Rebels keep it in deep. And pass it down. Roberts lost it. Overholzer playing it off the end boards. On the Carpenter's stick. Up the wing to Zowen. Rink wide pass. Here's Overholzer with it. Through center ice and into the zone. Rink wide to Zowen. Zowen back out. High slot. Carpenter winds up. Gets it blocked. Roberts trying to free up the puck. Roberts. Oh, and a big collision out front between Roberts, Blake Spinell, and the goalie, Josh Sokolow, who's down.
Do you take a stick or a skate in the face?
Roberts tried to come in on a breakaway. You could see Spidell trying to cut him off as you look at it again after the shot gets blocked. Roberts with good speed. Spidell runs into his own goalie there. Yeah. Sokolow, so he might have just taken the brunt of that body from his own player coming into him at a good rate of speed.
Think it's fun playing goalie, folks? You think you got a puck to worry about? That's all you got to worry about? No.
More look at it.
Oh, helmet.
Head to helmet. Oh, okay.
Yeah, helmet to helmet.
Sokol is still down.
Boy, he's at a night. He is just taking a beating tonight. He's done a good job tonight, John. I've really been, for first varsity experience, he's going to sleep very well tonight.
Again, there's Roberts, and Sokol comes out, and there's the head-to-head with Spidell. And Sokol looks like he's taken the brunt of it at this time. Spidell was briefly stunned, but he got up.
Spidell up here in the attack zone, if he just would have fired a wrist shot really quick instead of trying to wind up, probably would have got through and got down in, not on the net necessarily, but have gotten deep in the Champlin zone. Could have maintained an attack situation.
They're going to bring him right to the locker room, Dan, to take a look at him.
Concussion protocol, I bet. Why not? They're so careful nowadays.
And so we'll get a look at Josie Botham. She played Tuesday night against Park Cottage Grove, got the win that night, and she will come in relief and play the last 11:23 here for Forest Lake.
And yes, you said that right. She will come in and play the last bit. We had a great chat with Coach Lou about that, and I asked if she played in the boys program, and he said no, she played in the girls program. She just wanted to take a shot at it to see if she could make it, and by God, she made it. She played in the opener, like you said, and good for her.
They're going to give her a little warm-up time here between the pipes.
We've got a couple young ladies up here in this booth with us that are filming for the Rangers, and they saw her going in. They kind of gave her a little round of applause, going, okay. Got a little quickness on her.
Well, second game of the season, second time that she'll get a chance to play here tonight. And she's been able to see from the bench what the Rebels have been able to bring offensively, putting 33 shots on her teammate, Josh Sokolow. And now she'll be facing some of that here in the closing 11 and a half minutes tonight.
Well, at the rate the rotation's going to, she's going to be going up to Elk River and facing the Elks. Next, I think Tuesday night we're going to play next?
Yes.
Yeah, Tuesday night. So she'll get the full gamut. So coming in relief. See what she can do against the Rebels.
He says, I'm ready. Let's go.
So she'll get the last 11 minutes and 23 seconds here. Boy, it's been good to see the Rebels' response here, John, too, especially they get scored on the first minute. And they just kind of, okay, fine. We're just going to shift it down to the other side of the ice. And they've done what they've had to do. They've taken control of the middle of the ice. They haven't let the Rangers break out of their zone. They just did the little things. Got in the passing lanes. Got a stick in play here and just really disrupted the Rangers' flow again.
Shot away and a loose puck in front, and Houghton, I think, got a piece of that on the shot by Grant. Got deflected wide for certain. Oberholzer trying to get it up, and the Rangers do come out. Saltness with it into the Rebel zone. Saltness carries it to the corner. Going to give it up back behind the net, up the wing, and then cleared out of the zone by Sullivan. This will be icing on Champlin Park.
Well, gets tested right away. Didn't waste any time getting puck down on her. I think she got a piece of that and deflected it up and out of the way.
Johnson will face off against Walters. Face-off win for Johnson. Puck comes to the near boards. Cleared back behind the net by Lee. And the Rebels come out. Roy Johnson, rink wide pass for Walters. Gets a shot on Bothan. He's got to make a big stop. And back comes Forest Lake. Shot away. Boynton makes the stop on Hunt.
Well, a little up and down hockey here, back and forth. Both goalies getting tested.
Wallinga will face it off with Thompson. Rebels get it out. Roberts skating after Boffin, way out of her net, plays it back behind the goal.
Nice
Picked up by Roberts again. Back out to the blue line. Shot away, deflects. Boffin makes the stop and covers up on it. Puck changed direction a little bit. She's able to stay with it, make the stop. A good takeout in front of the net too by Derek Palmer as he made sure Jack Bergstrom had no chance to swipe at a rebound.
Don't be stepping in my slot like that. Yeah. Nice play, nice takeout.
Rebels get the face-off win, send it in front, but right on the stick of Rice. It clears it, but not out. Back comes Warren for it in his own end. Warren playing it back behind the net. Up the wing for Champlin. Out to center ice. Rice backhand try goes wide of Boynton in the Rebels net. Centering pass. Turning and firing right out in front was Champlin. Clear to the blue line, kept in by the Rangers. Champlin lost it in his skates. Backhanded out of the zone. Now here come the Rebels with Lawler. Fires it wide of the Rangers net, right under the stick of Saltness. Saltness for Forest Lake. Pass ahead to Zowen into the Rebel zone. Zowen stops. Saltness will pick it up. Top of the left circle, moves in, backhands it to the net, and Boynton makes the stop. Banks, but not out. Brust kept it in. Clear to the blue line. Brust able to keep it in again as Arneson couldn't clear. Now it does come out to center. Rangers get it back at their blue line. Here comes Saltness. He'll bring it in. That ran off the puck at the last second by Lee. Lee breaks up that centering pass. Comes to Roy Johnson and the Rebels. Bank it off the glass. Dribble out onto the stick of Roberts. Roberts, nice little step around, but then took a hit from Zowen and knocked him off the puck. Rangers coming back. Oberholzer feeding it up. Saltness between the D, puts a shot on net, and Boynton the save. All right, nice move there by Dalton Saltness, but he was stopped. Comes in again, and another stop by Boynton. Rebels will bank it to the blue line, kept in. Puck goes back behind the net to Johnson. On the stick of Fisher. Fisher has it picked off. Vidal with it for Forest Lake. To the far boards. Up loose in the circle. Taken by Champlin Park and banked out to center by Bergstrom. Carpenter goes down. We're going to get a penalty coming up here on the Rebels. Extra attacker out for Forest Lake. They still control the puck. Here's Carpenter through center. Gets it to Rice. Trying to feed it back, and then it was touched by Champlin Park's Carter Kane, and we get the penalty call here on Brett Sullivan. Right there, taking out Cole Carpenter.
That's where that long reach didn't do him any favors. He got it stuck underneath the stick there. And boy, the Rangers made a nice smooth transition, getting the goalie off on an extra attacker on. But they couldn't quite set up. They were just a little bit short. Well, here's an opportunity now. I think that transition got them their first goal in the first period. They had a penalty called on them, and they transitioned out.
First penalty we've had here in the third period. Fifth penalty in all on the Rebels. Forest Lake 0 for 4 tonight on the power play. They trail at 5-1, under 7 minutes to play here in the third. They'll bring it into the Champlin Park zone. Palmer knocked off the puck. It flipped high in the air. Roy Johnson knocked it down. He gets lost the puck. Side of the goal. Here's Hunt. And Boynton's got to make a save from point blank range on Hunt. Fed back out. Brust with a shot. That gets blocked. Stopped by Lee. Back to Brust again. Another try. It's blocked again. And now we got another penalty coming up here on Champlin Park for a hold.
Five on three.
Johnson will go off for a hold at 10:38. So 5 on 3 for 1:09 now for Forest Lake.
Golden opportunity here for the Rangers.
We'll get a timeout call here by Champlin Park. So for Forest Lake, still down 4 goals. Maybe not going to come back tonight. A chance for either of these teams here. Work on your special teams. Work on 5 on 3 or on both sides.
Take advantage of every opportunity that's given to you, and we watched the other night a 5 on 3 situation that totally went the wrong way. And right now, Forest Lake, just grab for what you can. You got to remember that your next opponent is up in Elk River, so take an opportunity to work on anything you can right now. And 5 on 3 is tricky. You work on your power play in practice, and there's always 5 on 4. It's not 5 on 3. You don't work on that. It's a good opportunity right now to do that. And Champlin, same thing. You don't work on a 5 on 4 penalty kill or a 5 on 3 penalty kill. You work on a 5 on 4. So this is a good opportunity for both teams right now. A little confidence building too, hopefully, for the Rangers. Except everything in this period's got to have some motivation to it, considering the situation they're in right now.
We are live tonight from the Forest Lake Sports Center. Hope you've enjoyed our coverage of high school hockey on CCS. Champlin Park and Forest Lake, and now the Rangers trying to get another goal. And here's a breakaway opportunity for Roberts. He's already got 2 shorthanded goals tonight. Oh, and he gets stopped by Bartha, who makes a huge save on the senior Derek Roberts. Here comes Forest Lake. Zowen feeds it up ahead. Sultan just lost it and cleared back ahead by Champlin Park.
How does he do that? How does he do that,
5
John?
on 3, yeah.
Man, oh man.
Josie Boffin equal to the task, though, making the stop. Now the Rangers trying to get set up here. The clock winding down, and they're 5 on 3, under 30 seconds to go with a 2-man advantage. Johnson comes to Carpenter, will pinch in. That's broken up by Walters, and Walters able to get it out of the zone. Carpenter turning and rushing up ice here for the Rangers. to Saltness on the left. Back to Carpenter. To Saltness in front. Boynton the save. And the puck cleared away to the boards. Overholzer with it. Rebels get one player back. It's now a 5-on-4. Saltness didn't get much on that one-time attempt, and then cleared up into the crowd. Look out, right below us. Out of play as a look at it again. Here's Roberts squeezing between Carpenter and Johnson. Watch Boffin. Nicely done getting across the crease and making the save.
I think she was watching that last move that Roberts used.
Yeah.
Same move.
So you see the time left, 43 seconds. Roberts like, yeah, I should have had a third one there. Boffin's like, I'll take that save. He's made a handful of saves already coming in this first.
He's done a good job.
Yep, 6 minutes of play. Rebels get into the puck out of the zone. Rangers with another opportunity here to rush the zone, try to get something set up. Hard shot on net. Boynton makes the stop on Derek Palmer's shot.
You know, an opportunity now to get a face-off inside the attack zone here. I don't know if I like this shot here, just outside. You're not going to get one past Boynton there. He's too far outside. He's cut the angle down good. He's too good a goalie. All right, you got the face-off win.
Played out in front for Palmer, but he was being tied up pretty good by both Grant and Fisher. Hunt playing it back for Brust. Broke it up and sent down the ice by Aiden Grant. Boffin will leave it then for Matt Hunt. Final seconds of the power play for Forest Lake. Up through center. On the stick of Palmer, who got it in the zone. Stopped as he just came in. Champlin Park is back at full strength. Boynton will stop it there for Ben Fisher. Forest Lake gets it back. Hunt had a stick on it. Sent to the side of the net. Played by Fisher. The blue line and out of the zone where Brust has it. Forest Lake will reset from there. Brust losing the puck off his stick. In for the Rebels comes Jared Johnson. They both go to the ice. Blue line kept in by Anderson of the Rebels. Shot away. Boffin makes the save on Walters. Play to the boards. Rink wide. Poke check. Off the stick of Palmer. Rangers can't clear. Rebels try to put it on net. Anderson can't get it all the way through. The team running. Shot away. Save made by Boffin again. Another try from a sharp angle. She makes another stop, this time on Rylan Anderson.
The Rebels have just been tremendously aggressive in their forecheck tonight, haven't they? They've just really put it on. Their positioning's good. They use their sticks well. They get in the passing lanes well. They anticipate well. They've just done a really good job tonight. They've totally disrupted the Rangers' flow and attack.
Face-off win. Roberts fires it high and wide. Johnson, Roy Johnson kept it in for Champlin Park. Rebels emerge from the corner with the puck. Hops over the stick of Roberts. He keeps it in the zone. Plays it too far for Bergstrom around the boards. Bergstrom gets after it though. The Rebels keep it in. Rangers come out. Back onto Roberts' stick. Shot that one. Deflected high off the glass. Back behind the net. Rangers can't clear their zone here. Now it does skip past Roy Johnson and down to the Champlin Park end. Had it brought into the zone by Bergstrom. Rangers with it. Pass intercepted by Thompson. His shot away and Boffin the save.
Boffin's come in and done a really good job. She's been on top of her game. She's been on top of the crease. She's done a nice job, but the Rebels have just been causing turnovers and taking it. Boy, that was a nice save. That came through two Ranger bodies. She got onto that the last second, really.
Made 7 saves since she came into the game. Got this one a 5-1 game. Down to 2 minutes and 10 seconds to play here in the third period. Here comes Saltness for Forest Lake. Carries deep, centering pass, tipped. Rangers back to the blue line. Oh, and that one tipped just wide off a stick from Galberg. Zawin centering attempt. And misses the stick out in front of Galberg. Galberg trying to keep the puck in the zone as he put a check on the Arneson there. It's Rangers playing it ahead through center ice. Overholder's pass picked off. Here's Grant just inside the line. Pargas shot away and the save made. Aberwald getting it through to Bopfin, who makes the stop.
Quick look at it. She saw it all the way.
There you see the totals for Josie Bopfin. 8 saves here in the third period after the injury to Josh Sokola early in the period. And there's number 9. A shot from the blue line by Carter Kane. Forest Lake takes it. They've got a chance here. Champlin, and they were offside. Kane had gotten his stick back into the play to break that up. But the Rangers were a little anxious there and came in offside.
That was almost the first odd man rush that Champlin gave up tonight, really.
Yeah, they have not hurt themselves in that way tonight.
And they play good, smart, fundamental hockey.
Down a minute to play here in the hockey game. Spidell bringing it in for Forest Lake. Centering attempt. Taken away by the Rebels. Rylan Anderson. Coach down. Trying to feed the pass off for Johnson. Forest Lake has it. Kemplin carries deep. Kemplin centering pass out in front. Roy Johnson picked that off before it could get all the way to Wallinga on the other side. They buzz around the net again. Shot hits the side of the net, this time by running. Comes back out. Spidell will tee one up. And a good block shot there by Caden Walters. Able to clear the puck up to center ice. Walters along with Johnson trying to push it through. Whistle. 12 seconds to go.
Yeah, the one thing I got to say too is that considering this game and the goal scoring stuff, there's not been a lot of shenanigans in this game. There's been some physical play, but there really hasn't been a lot of, retaliation. Maybe some cheap hits and stuff like that. Both teams have been pretty disciplined. The referees made good calls. Players have taken their penalties and done a really good job of that.
Arneson gets a stick on the puck here for Champlin Park at center, number 18. Forest Lake turns that quickly back to the Rebels line, and we have come to the end of the third period. Well, a great start to the night for Champlin Park. Dan Ficken, they get that shorthanded goal, 1:06 in by Derek Roberts, who had another shorthanded goal late in the period. 4 goals in all in the first period, as Forest Lake unable to recover the rest of the way.
Yeah, they got punched in the mouth pretty quick right away and never recovered. Champlin Park, very impressive game tonight. They're solid all the way through in every part of their game. 5-on-5, penalty kill, power play. Well put together game. 41 shots on net. That's a good start all the way around. They put together everything they wanted to see in their first game. Now,
Maple Grove.
2 meat grinders, Maple Grove and Andover, who's a pretty good hockey team this year too, right off the bat. So we'll find out what they're about in the next 2 games if they're a true contender. Forest Lake, got to win their first game. Got to take a good look, see what they really got. They're going to go into a meat grinder up in Elk River now. Next week, they got a few days of practice to start putting things back together again. Let's hope their goaltender is okay. It looks like it could be a significant injury here, although Julie Bauer comes in and does a good job.
Yeah, Josie Bauer makes 9 saves in the last 11 minutes, and we hope that everything is well with the Rangers and with Josh Sokola, who went out with that apparent head injury there in the third period. So congratulations there to Brennan Boynton as he shakes hands with the referees. He makes a number of saves tonight. A good first start for him, and he can go a long way with the good goaltender. Champlin Park has that this year.
Yeah, absolutely.
That'll do it for our coverage tonight from the Forest Lake Sports Center. The Rebels impressive in their season opener tonight. Our final score from Forest Lake: Champlin Park 5, Forest Lake 1. For Dan Ficken and all of our crew, thanks so much for tuning in for our coverage of Minnesota boys high school hockey on CCX Sports.